Hi everyone, you are all welcome to Gombe State Government Skills Acquisition Training Program. Today, I'm going to show you how to design an Access Bank PLC logo. Let's start by clicking on plus, then click on blank. Let me scroll my icons. If I scroll my icons, I'm going to see the icon for fit. Then I'm going to click on the icon for fit. Then I'm going to click on that good arrow at the top to save the background. Then I'm going to click on the icon for shapes. Here's the icon for shape. My shape is on a cycle. Let me change the color of my border to black. Then from black to orange, that is the color for Access Bank PLC. Then I'm going to change the shape of my cycle from cycle to rectangular shape. Let me increase the size of the border. Let me allow the size of the border to be 61. Then I'm going to trim the size of the border. Then I'm going to rotate the border using my finger. Let me adjust the rotation of the border. But before we continue, let me show you the logo of the Access Bank so that you can see very well. Here's the logo. So let's go back to our own work. Let me change the color of the border to a dim orange. Here's the color. Let me highlight it by clicking on an empty space. Then I'm going to add another border in circular form. Let me change the color of this second border to a dim orange. Then I'm going to change the shape of this second border from circle to rectangular shape. Let me reduce the size of the first border to small size. Let me increase the thick of the first border. Then for the second border, let me change the color to dim orange. Let me increase the thickness. Let me add the second layer on first layer and adjust the size. Let me click on shape to add another shape. This is my third shape. It is white in color and it is cycle. You see, I shift my third cycle. I change the shape to rectangular. Then I'm going to change the color of the border to dim orange. Then before adding the third shape on the other two shapes, you have to change the color to transparent. Here's the transparent. The one that you see at the first is the transparent. You have to change the color to transparent. Then I'm going to click on border to increase the thickness and change the shape. I decrease the length and I'm going to rotate the third shape like other shapes. Let me adjust the position of the third shape. Let me highlight it. You see? Then I'm going to add the fourth layer. Yes, I click on the shape. Here's my fourth layer. I change the shape to rectangular shape. I trim it. Then I'm going to place it. Let me reduce the size to a normal size for Access logo. Let me show you again the logo of Access Bank. You see? You see? So let's continue with our work. Let me decrease the size of the fourth layer to small size. Finally, we have finished designing the logo of Access Bank. So click on that download at the top to save your work. Then I'm going to type the name of Access. Let me show you the font style of Access. Let's go back to our own work. Let me click on text. Let me type Access in small letters. Then I'm going to click on that good at the top. Here's the word Access. Then I'm going to change the color to dark blue. Here's the word Access. Then I'm going to change the font style. The font style. This is not. Let me change. Yes, I can use average sans. Average sans is the font style for access. Let me increase the stroke. The color of the stroke should also be blue. Let me increase the thickness of the stroke. Let me click on text again to add bank. Let me change the color of the bank. Let me click on color, then click on that place. Here's the color for the bank. You see, here's the color. Finally, we have finished designing Access Bank logo. Then click on that download icon at the top to save your work. Here's your logo. Thank you for your time.